Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to be talking about the treasure spawn, and I'm going to be talking about it as quick as possible because literally I talked about the same treasure spawn a couple days ago. The only difference between this one and this one is the featured monster. That's literally it. The rates, the gear, everything is pretty much the same. Alright, so let's get into it. If you don't know how to do a treasure spawn, you gotta spawn here. And you have an extremely mythical chance, like extremely mythical, like almost non-existent chance of actually getting the featured monster from the gear spawn. Once you're done with the gear spawn, you'll be able to choose a chest. You'll be able to choose it twice for every jackpot you get, and you'll be able to choose it twice after your first spawn. After your first spawn, it also goes to 30 gems, and within these chests, you'll be able to get one of these right here. And for the feature gear, because it doesn't show the feature gear, you will be able to get one of these right here. Alrighty, so let's get to the rates and let's get to the gear that it offers. Alright, so gear it offers without any rates or any of that stuff involved in the spawn. This spawn, I would say, would be highly recommended. The weapons are some of the best gear you can get right now. It is cost 33. Cost 33 is the highest for weapons you can actually get. Besides that event that just came out with the crystal. 33 is the highest you can get from a gem spawn. And with the ability it has, because Unisons, again, make the world go round, it is very good. Considering also with the distribution of weapons that are already out, these weapons are some of the best weapons you could get in the game right now. As for the armor, not so much, but the armor is still very good. It's not going to be like utterly trash or anything like that. This armor is still very good regardless. It's just not going to be some of the best unlikely weapons. If you can, I'd recommend getting these. You would be switching out Unison for defense. If you already have enough defense, then you can honestly switch this stuff out for defense. I would highly recommend doing that, especially not especially, but pretty much, because Unison makes the world go round. So, and the featured monster, I almost forgot about the featured monster. The featured monster is by far, as far as I can see, not one of the best, but like it's really up there. Like, this monster is really good. At least I could say right there then and now, guaranteed, this monster is a really good monster. It has reduced ability cooldown times, it increases the Unison gauge gains, it increases cost recovery speed, and it casts Frenzy on your character. So all those buffs and debuffs will be nullified. They will be no more for 60 seconds. And it casts Time Element on allies for 120 seconds. So you'll be getting, there's this little card that pops up on the side of your screen whenever this happens, and you'll be getting 2 random buffs, like I'm talking like attack or magic attack, or like defense and attack, or magic defense and defense, those types of buffs at 40% increase. And yes, these are stackable because this counts as a separate buff. Like it has a little card up top and all that stuff to mark that it's there, while your regular buffs, to mark that they're there, they're going to appear right next to your character as like a little symbol with the number, like 8 with a sword or something like that. So these right here, the Time Element is a stackable buff. Now you can't use it over and over and have it stacked, but I'm talking like you could stack it with like regular buffs. So this is very good. If you can get this monster, I'd highly recommend it for you pay-to-wins out there, because this monster is going to be pretty dang good. Definitely for player versus enemy, all hands down. Player versus enemy, this monster is like one of the most recommended monsters I think I can talk about. Play for guild battles though, A rank and lower, by far I could recommend this monster. S rank, I'm not sure how S rank works, but I would still, due to my experience, I would recommend it for S rank. Not as much as I would A rank and lower, but still, this could be a very useful monster even in S rank. Not as useful, but it could still be useful. Like, it gets knocked down by some in S rank. Like, its value gets knocked down in some in S rank, but it's still going to be a very useful monster regardless. Alrighty, so let's talk about the rates now. For all of you that are wondering whether you should spawn this or not, me talking about this, pay to wins. This is a pay to win spawn. Only pay to win should really worry about this. If you're pay to win, I highly recommend doing this and trying to. If you're pay to win and you can get, let me rephrase that. If you're pay to win and you could get the featured monster, I would highly recommend doing this spawn. Alright, so for the most part, you can't get it in the feature gear or the gear spawn. It's nearly mythical. when you're doing the featured gear, summoning scrolls have a really low chance, and even the monsters have a low chance. If you're trying to get these monsters, do the monster and step up spawn. You can look at my comments below and all that stuff. If you don't believe me when I say you have a way much higher chance, like extremely higher chance of actually getting those commanders, the elemental commanders in those spawns than this spawn, you can check the comments below. They tell you themselves. And then at the very end, you are guaranteed a feature gear, but you're gonna get something random. So if you're trying to get something actually targeted out of the feature gear that you have a high chance of getting, I would not recommend this at all unless you don't mind getting something random from here. If you don't mind getting something random from here and you're free to play at all or close to free to play, then this spawn, you can do this spawn a couple times, but I do not recommend it because you're going to get something random. And usually when it comes to classes and stuff, you're going to want something that fits your class. And on top of it, they have like no treasure medals. They have no treasure medals, as you can see right here. You could get 50 to 200 per spawn still and all those, but they literally offer none for how much treasure medals these actually cost. 3k for its gear, 8k for the monsters, and 10k for the scroll. So it's literally a pay to win spawn. So if you're pay to win, I highly recommend doing this for the monster itself. If you're not pay to win, I recommend staying away from the spawn. It is not worth it at all. But that's it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I hope this helped, and this is the AzureWrath. I will see you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.